Yeah, so I wanted to have Lenny with a backwards hat as my profile picture for this episode, but then I went and tried to find it. I found fan art of it, but I didn't find an actual screenshot of it that I liked. So I have to go with
I
Nostalgia
might
Critic.
be able to. Let me pull up my 4x3 DVD rip of Shark Tale real quick.
And also like all the screen cap, all the videos on YouTube are like 360p, so I don't want. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it a 480p.
Although the Krusty might be funny.
I just do a quick crop of the screenshot I just took.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Swine, for being a lifesaver.
Mr. Swine.
May have been your father, boy. It was never your puff daddy.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. You know, this is the first episode in a while where I didn't actually watch the DVD version that I technically own. Because I used to do that a lot, where I just watch the movie. Even if I had it on DVD, I wouldn't watch the DVD. I'd watch it like in call with people. But then I started to think about it. It's like, I should probably watch the movies on their... Like, obviously I would do that depending on the movie. I would watch the DVDs or Blu-rays or VHS tapes I had them on. But there were times when I wouldn't. So I probably should be doing that. But this is the first time in a while I haven't done that. So yeah, there you go. That's a good photo.
All right, there. I'm going to change it.
Yeah.
And then we can start the episode.
Cool.
Let me just label this as Lenny with a backwards cap because that's what we keep calling it.
Yeah. L-Dog for short.
How I'm at least white passing, and I think you two are white, so we better be careful about the language we use in this episode.
Or just like everyone who wrote this movie.
Let me double check.
Let me double check and make sure I'm white passing.
Not even just that, but like that they're white. All right, there. Letting of a backwards cap is on.
There we go. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love how I'm reacting to you.
I'm gonna get so many DMs about this.
Yeah. Well, anytime during the episode you get a DM, just shout it out, and we'll blast them on air.
That's the plan.
Huh. All right. Hello and welcome to Too Many Movies, the podcast where we discuss DVDs, Blu-rays, and even the occasional VHS tape. I'm your host, Hal, and with me here today, let's start it out with Buster. Say hello.
Hi. This was my idea, I think.
Sure. I'm passing the buck to you. Oh yeah, who's that laughing? That's Swine. Swine, welcome back.
Hey everyone, I didn't die last time.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Yeah, that whatever happened the last time you were here, that's not canon.
The time before that, we're still figuring out.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a joke.
I've died many times before.
I always come back.
Yeah.
Well, it was just an inconvenience.
Yeah, it was just an inconvenience. Anyway, Buster, speaking of your fault, technically, I guess it's your fault. So, this is obviously you making up for the fact that you made me watch Power Rangers 2017 and then had to back out of that episode.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was a really stressful month.
Yeah, it was a very stressful month. That's okay. We made up for it. Ketchup was on the Get Shorty episode. But yeah, what the fuck? You made me watch Power Rangers 2017. That is the worst thing to happen to an American citizen since 9/11. Let's be real. So, to make up for it, you have to be on episode 140. And I thought, you know what can I make Buster watch? And I came up with a couple suggestions. But then I remembered that we had a conversation where I thought you, me, and Swine all did an episode together on Shark Tale. And boy howdy, we're here to cash in our chips on that one. And so yeah, it was technically my idea to get it started now, but it was also your idea to be like, let me make it up to you. And it's like, okay, you can make it up to me by finally watching Shark Tale.
Here's the thing. we've had this conversation even before before the Power Rangers incident.
Yes,
as
of
we'll
course.
call it.
Sure, of course. Yes.
So like I remember like this was just a backup plan. I was like, hey, what if one day me, Swine, because we haven't watched Shark Tale, we just go on your podcast to talk about Shark Tale instead of anyone qualified to talk about Shark Tale.
Exactly.
For lack of a better so and like so I guess we just decided, hey, it's episode 140. It's not really a special number, but it's still like a round number,
special enough,
I guess.
Yeah, we need something normal after the Easter Chipmunk episode, which I just recorded today. Yeah, so people are listening. This episode's not coming out for another week. So people are listening. The Easter Chipmunk episode already happened. I just recorded it like not even 10-20 minutes ago. So
it's fresh on his mind.
We haven't even seen the clip show yet.
Yeah, they haven't even seen the clip show yet. That's right. That's not even out yet. But that's coming. By this point, yeah, the clip show is out.
Hello, future.
Hello, future. We're recording this a week in the past to play these shitty games that suck ass.
Hooray!
Mhm.
Actually, not hooray. We're talking about Shark Tale.
We're talking about Shark Tale, yeah. So, out of all people that I'm friends with, I chose Buster and Swine to be on the Shark Tale episode.
I'm honored.
Yeah, you should be. Shark Tale is a very special movie in our friend group.
Yeah, that's why I've never seen it.
You want to explain the history?
Well, as best as I can recollect it, I'm obviously not a Shark Tale historian when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm no James Shafrillis when it comes to Shark Taleology, but I'll do my best. Obviously, in 2004, DreamWorks released 2 movies, one of them being Shrek 2, the other one being Shark Tale. More people ended up liking Shrek 2, on average, I would say.
Balderdash.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I've seen Shark Tale how many times? I can't believe nobody preferred it over Shrek 2. So then it just kind of was there until years later when we realized, wait a minute, we watched this as a kid. This movie, Shark Tale. Obviously, yeah, James, it all started, I want to say the bit started when he did an episode, he did a YouTube poop on Doug Walker's DreamWorks area on Shark Tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be when it started. And then he was like, hey,
Will Smith Fish is a cow.
Yeah, Will Smith Fish is a cow.
Smith Fish is a cow. And he found out that the farm is being closed down.
Classic.
So many quotable moments. I think that was the first Shafrillis video I actually watched.
That's
like
cool.
Even before I knew it was Shafrillis.
Yeah, no, I was definitely I forget when he released
my
that.
first one was I said my first one was the Arthur White TP collab, but yeah, definitely saw that one.
First
Doug Walker's glowing reveal of
Shark Tale.
Is it glowing reveal of Shark? Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be that one. Yeah, my first Shafrillis video was the VeggieTales YouTube poop released in December of 2016. That was the first one I ever watched.
Classic.
Yeah, way back when. That's coming up on 10 years. Oh boy. Anyway, so anyway, yeah, he made the YouTube poop of the Doug Walker YouTube poop, instant classic, and then he commented like, "Hey, get this comment to like 100 likes, and I'll do an entire YouTube poop on Shark Tale," and he did, and that's when Sharp Talk was born, and for a couple of years there was a whole YouTube poop lore surrounding Oscar being the Shark Slayer and whatnot.
Yeah.
I have not seen these videos in years. I don't really remember if they hold up or whatever, but they're YouTube poops.
I've seen them like recently, so like semi recently, like a year or two ago. So it's like,
I did revisit.
They're still pretty funny.
Yeah, I didn't revisit them either, but I'm sure they're cute.
They're better. They better age than other YouTube poops, just because there's less like I'd say maybe it's just because I'm friends of the guy or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but just I still think they hold up in terms of being YouTube poops.
Yeah.
Like they have a timeless quality to them, even though they're very dated in a weird way. It's like it's that weird goofy movie way of it's so dated it turns out being timeless.
Okay, that's interesting. Then obviously James did the big analysis video on Shark Tale, and that's I think still to this day one of the bigger videos on the channel. I almost edited for that, but I didn't. That's one of the ones I didn't edit. But whatever. And yeah, just Shark Tale has just always kind of been there. It's we've had yesterday was the second time we've ever done a VC session where we just watch it. So I've seen Shark Tale twice with James, and let me tell you, it is amazing every time. That is the way to watch Shark Tale is with Shea Frillis Productions in the call.
Yeah, he knows the entire script basically.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's incredible the amount of lines he knows from this movie by heart. Which honestly,
poor guy.
No, good for him. I'm glad. I'm glad out of all of us,
it's him. Everyone needs a shitty movie that they can recite from memory. Yeah, everyone does.
Everyone does, exactly. But yeah, no, we're here to talk about Shark Tale the movie. Yeah, okay, so this was your guys' first time watching it ever, or in a while?
In full, because I've seen clips, but I haven't really seen. I've seen the YouTube poops, but I haven't seen it as a full feature film.
And Swine, you?
Yeah, I obviously I know a lot of this from clips for sure. Like YTPs and probably James's analysis.
But you never watched it growing up.
I vaguely maybe when I around when I was 4 or 5, around when it came out.
Okay.
I may have watched at least part of it. I was aware of its existence.
Yeah.
I don't remember how it went.
Yeah, I
for sure
definitely watched it when I was a kid. I remember being like, oh yeah, this was the very first movie I ever knew who Will Smith was. I did not know who Will Smith was, and then I watched this, and they're because they have the credits where just Oscar played by Will Smith. I'm like, oh, who? And then the rest is history, because then the rest happens. So I definitely watched it as a kid. I don't remember hating it until then I grew up and I realized, wait, I watched this as a kid. Huh. Yeah, I didn't realize the quality of shittiness of this movie until I became older and I realized, wait a minute, I watched this as a kid? So, Buster, we'll start.
I feel like that happens with everyone.
Yeah, Buster, we'll start with you though. What are your opening thoughts on Shark Tale?
It's not very good.
Mm-hmm. Wrong. Swine.
Is the phrase cinematic disaster? Is that is that
okay?
The
I wouldn't go.
Does that ring any bells?
It's not that bad.
I would. Here's the thing about Shark Tale. It just, for me, it's a bit average in terms of its badness. I mean, there's still
painfully
good.
So.
No. Maybe.
Is it?
It's not even
is it a movie that exists?
Well, I mean, every movie.
It does exist.
God, we're just gonna be. Okay, but to me, Shark Tale is kind of an average bad kids movie with a couple good bits here and there. I mean, the good. Of course, there's actually some good comedic timing of the way the actors deliver it, because I mean, you got a stacked cast.
Yeah.
On here, you better some of the acting better be good with the amount of names and talent on board, freaking half the cast of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
What.
At
least that's what Hal told me.
No, the Shark Tale to The Sopranos pipeline is insane. It is insane because one actor from The Sopranos, you're like, okay, sure. 2, okay, that's a bit of a coincidence. 4, something's up here, because it's yeah, it's not every actor was in The Sopranos or every actor has a connection to The Sopranos, but the fact that more than one was in The Sopranos, that's something. And I get it, because it's not that crazy, because again, this is a mob movie. Technically, this is a mob gangster flick for kids. Reminder, it's for kids. It's a mob gangster flick for kids. So I get it. You're gonna have actors who were in The Sopranos that were also in this, because you also have connections to Godfather, to fucking Goodfellas. You have Columbo in there for some reason. It's yeah, you have all these named actors who have been in gangster flicks before. I mean, quite literally, Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese are in this movie.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese is in the. I mean, that's not shocking anymore. That's one of the most well-known facts about Shark Tale, is that Martin Scorsese voices a character in this.
Gee, I wonder which character. Could he be Among Us?
Swine, you want to comment on that?
There ain't no party like a Diddy party.
This is the second episode in a row where we reference Diddy.
Oh no.
You know what? That makes too much sense. Chipmunks and Shark Tale.
The movie did it first. I don't know. Even though, yeah, the Chipmunks movie does it too. That's
Yeah.
Hal, you got something? Is this intentional, Hal?
This is absurd. I feel like P. Diddy with
The
fur.
2000s were wild. 2000s were a different time.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go over characters. Do we want to go over story first or characters first?
I don't know. I think they go hand in hand.
Okay. Story.
They go hand in hand. It's just such a weird like conception because you got your mob, you got your like hip, like you obviously got Will Smith, like you want to like they're trying to be so hip, and then also got like the mob side of it, and it's just like a conceptual. And then you got like the I think it's supposed to be like a gay allegory as well. So you got like
Lenny.
Lenny
is like you're
Lenny.
just like balancing
There's
like
a
all
lot
these
of-
culture like wildly different cultural sides.
I mean,
And,
it's not too different of culture. The problem with the movie is that just kind of the pacing, for lack of a better word. I mean, like, kids movie pacing. Like, it just, it kind of like there's not really much time. Like, it just kind of moves on to the next big, like, quirky event, the next big, like, parody or whatever. Like, it doesn't feel that cohesive to me. Like, it just kind of feels like, I mean, all movies are scenes happening, but just it doesn't really. A lot of the scenes like feel like, oh, we're doing this now, okay. Like it is also the tone is also. I know it's weird to complain about tone in a parody kids mobster film, but there's just so like there's a legitimate character death in this movie, and it doesn't feel like a character death. It just feels like a joke.
Well, so
it's like
mentioning tone, I think it absolutely applies because. Again, this came out the same year as Shrek 2, and Shrek was able to show that you can do a kids movie and have a tone that's comedically appropriate for anybody of any age. You watch the first two Shreks, and they're obviously aimed towards kids mostly, but I feel like they do have that humorous side to them that adults can still enjoy them. So that's why, like, our generation...
They also just take it slow.
Yeah.
They also just take it slow whenever it's like, okay, it's time to feel.
Yeah, but again, like, even us as adults, we're able to watch those first two Shreks. Even though we grew up watching them as kids, we're able to still enjoy them as adults. Shark Tale, well, we enjoy them as adults for vastly different reasons. And that's because it fails. It's not able to achieve that Shrek tone. And, I mean... You watch it.
Maybe like a Shrek 3 tone?
It's more like a Shrek 3 tone, sure, yeah.
I mean, well, they both have weird character deaths. Yeah, exactly.
Somebody better be dying.
Well, somebody better be dying. I love that line. But you're right, to talk about the death. So, Lenny's brother, Frankie, voiced by Sopranos actor number 1, Michael Imperioli, Christopher from Sopranos. He dies, and the movie treats it as a joke. Which, look, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with death being portrayed as funny if, it's actually funny and the writers are actually comedically talented to do that. They're not.
Like they later, like,
his last word was moron.
Moron.
They also just walk back on it because this is an inciting incident in the film. This is like a legitimate, like, this changes the direction of the film. And so it just feels so weird that it's like, I feel so silly saying all these words about Shark Tale, but like legitimately, like it's like it feels like it's supposed to be like an actual change, but they treat it as a joke. It's just I can't. I don't know. It's not even. I guess.
It's a good movie that has a death as an inciting incident that has a main character. Insomnia, Christopher Nolan film, 2002. Very excellent film.
Where's Mordo?
Yeah,
that's a serious film.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
you're right.
I don't. Yeah, there's not like it's. I don't know like if I'm like being like too harsh or too like if I'm on the because it's like it's a joke film and like a parody film at that and like parody films like they just go like totally absurd with like their conceits and plots.
Right.
But like I don't know if but it's also like it's not just a parody film. It's like also trying to be like typical like kids film like DreamWorks formula. So it's just. It's confusing me.
So here's my thing. So a little off topic, but still within topic. Today I just watched the Minecraft movie. Sorry, a Minecraft movie. I just watched it. I won't get into that, but there was a great review I saw in the reviews on Letterboxd where it was like, this is a kids movie. You can't take it that seriously. They're going to love it. And they said, okay, my dog enjoys eating shit, but I'd be a real asshole if I let him do it, And yeah, that's obviously an extreme, but it makes sense where it's like, okay, just because it's meant for kids or they're going to love it does not mean giving it to them is necessarily good. It's still a bad product you're giving kids, regardless if it was meant for kids or not. This Shark Tale is a bad movie, regardless if it was meant for kids, So I don't think you are being too harsh. I think you're being as harsh as you need to be. I don't believe in being harsh against a kids movie because, it's a kids movie. Sure, that's not an excuse for something being bad.
Yeah, and I just find it it makes me I feel messy just critiquing it because there's just so many moving parts to the film, for lack of a better word.
And there's so many things wrong with it.
Barely any of them work.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many moving parts, but none of them work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You mentioned the tone earlier, Buster. I think that part of it is I feel like the sharks don't exactly convey them they're supposed to be represented the mob bosses. You don't even see him eat any fish. Obviously he the one who dies tries to eat Oscar, but he literally outside of he tries to force Lenny to eat a shrimp, and the shrimp is bullshitting. And
for a film that
they don't really convey they tell you they're evil and they don't really show them, and but also you got kind of the Zootopia issue where predator and prey are that's what they are, these are sharks, they do eat fish, that's just how they are. That's not they're inherently evil. And frankly, even the Don is fairly he has a lot of sympathetic moments. He just has communication issues and needs to readjust his expectations. They're not exactly evil. It's Will Smith fish is literally the worst character in this movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we'll get to him. But the back on the sharks, it's
more or less.
They don't. You're right. I feel what, maybe that comedic depth would work better if we actually saw more characters dying, for lack of a better word. But you know what? This is a wild ass critique to make about Shark Tale. We should have seen some fish get eaten.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have a movie meant for kids and still have extreme violence and death toll.
Actually, even the Don's the Don has piranhas and he feeds them
a pellet,
processed fish food. Yeah, pellets.
Yeah, a pellet.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
At the very least, do the death. If you have to keep it a PG rating, just freaking show them kidnapping fish and then off screen. Okay, then they got cooked. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, because you know what, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish has plenty of on-screen violence and death.
Yeah.
It's still rated PG, so you can do that.
Yeah.
They just chose not to? ?
And it's again the tone in this movie where it's
all over the
tries
place.
to be this mob parody,
Yeah.
but it's also trying to be a typical DreamWorks kids movie.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre,
Yeah.
man.
And that bizarre tone is why I love it. It's so dumb and so doesn't work that it wraps around to me being I love this. I love how much of a shit show this
Speaking
is.
of,
Yeah.
let's talk about the main boy,
Main
Will
boy.
Smith as a fish.
Will Smith fish is a cow. Yeah, Will Smith in this movie. Oscar is one of the worst main characters in a DreamWorks movie, which is saying a lot because you watch some of these DreamWorks movies and you're like, fuck, this character sucks. But he's up there. If he's not the worst, he's definitely up there. Just because, and he doesn't need to be. I get it. He's supposed to be a flawed character who goes through a character arc, but the stuff he doesn't really reflect his arc, He just he does some horrible stuff.
Behavior for the sake of asshole.
Yeah, and look, you can have asshole characters. I think some of my favorite movies have phenomenal asshole characters that you end up still loving by the end. Emperor's New Groove, Ghostbusters, the list could go on. But and I know what they're trying to do. They just don't do it very well because a lot
they
of
don't communicate it well.
Yeah, and Will Smith is just saying the absolute cringiest shit as this fish. So it doesn't help.
Yeah, I think the scene I hate most in the film is when he's so Angie's just told him off. And okay, he realizes that he loves her. And his immediate thought it's the kind okay, you're not going to address it. She's just completely told you off blowing you up for like all the bullshit you're doing, and your immediate result is, okay, I'm not going to fix anything else about all the lies and stuff that she just like told me off about. I'm just going to like, oh, I love her, I'm going to go get her chocolates and stuff. And it's just like played off like, okay, that's like a healthy, normal thing to do. That's
right.
And obviously like that never really gets concluded. Like basically he does end up having to tell the truth before that actually happens. But yeah, it's like,
but it's too little too late
like,
at that point.
Like he just completely ignored everything she said. And,
yeah.
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 Like, yeah. Okay. The same issue. Like he doesn't groan.
Yeah. And a lot of it doesn't feel natural that he learns this lesson. It just feels like, oh, this is the part of the movie when he learns that lesson, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It brings back that pacing problem I was mentioning
It's
earlier.
very formulaic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's formulaic, but nothing flows into the formula.
Right.
It's just snapped.
Yeah.
Into like, oh, because this is the scene where this is supposed to happen. It doesn't feel like, oh, now we're at the scene.
Right.
There's a difference, I swear.
Yeah, no, there is a huge difference.
Mm-hmm. I do want to give the emotional climax a little bit of credit because I think it does, like, even if he hasn't had this character growth, like, everything is kind of like Angie is mad at him still. Lenny is like freaking out. You got to get me away from my dad. Like, and he did have the moment when they're having the meeting or the sit down, and he's like, yeah, like he's defending Lenny. It's like there is like some signs that like he does have a friendship with Lenny, even if he is very egotistical and is kind of self-centered.
Sure.
I do think that everything kind of like does build up to where you can see, even if he hasn't had this character growth, that he like everything has gotten ridiculous enough that he just has to like, okay, I don't like this lie has gone on hard enough, and like they don't like draw out the lie reveal too much. I feel like like I don't feel like they do a bad job with the lie reveal plot.
Yeah, no, because it's revealed in the third act. So like at that point, it's the falling action of the climax. At this point, that's when he reveals it. Yeah, you know what? This movie does not do the lie reveal trope that badly, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not great, but it at least didn't drag.
Right? Yeah. And because like there are movies that I prefer that do the lie reveal trope worse. You know, something like, well, I mean, Chicken Run and Bugs Life do that. They kind of fall for that, but I prefer those movies because they're good.
Everything else is so much better.
Everything else is so much better about those movies. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, no.
Yeah, the writing's clever.
Yeah. Who ordered the poo-poo platter?
So many.
Can we talk about the animation / art style? Because that's like
Speaking of poo-poo platter,
I won't spend too much. I won't spend too much time.
What a transition!
I won't spend too much time because I feel like everything that's been said about the animation has been said. There's moments where it looks like unrendered, even compared to something like Toy Story 1, which like people like always dog on for like, oh, it hasn't aged well, even though it's the best Toy Story.
Oh yeah, I don't like whenever people say like, oh, Toy Story 1 is so ugly. It's like, yes, objectively speaking, Toy Story 1 is the worst looking Pixar movie, but I think for the time it's amazing. And
it still kind of holds up.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the writing. The writing is phenomenal.
They don't have to. Oh yeah. Like even like the animation, like the toys are.
Look
really good. Don't look at the dog and the human too much.
No, exactly. But
they're barely in the movie anyway.
I will go to bat for Toy Story 1 as being very good, even 30 years later. Whereas Shark Tale, it is 30 years this year. Whereas Shark Tale is 21 years old this year, and ooh boy, you're right, it does look unrendered. It just looks ugly, like
that too. I think this was probably part of like Katzenberg, because this was his era of DreamWorks. This was when like he was like Disney's doing a DreamWorks film, or not DreamWorks. Disney's doing a Pixar fish movie. We gotta do a DreamWorks fish movie.
Yeah.
And so like I could totally see like, oh, this was rushed out to compete with like the Finding Nemo craze.
And it wasn't
even then. This came out a year after Finding Nemo, and it looks so much worse.
Well, because
like, Finding Nemo is a great looking movie.
Yeah, Finding Nemo was trying to emulate the ocean while also still having very good character designs that you remember even to this day. Whereas Shark Tale, the character designs are based off of the celebrities voicing the fish. So you have Will Smith fish, who looks like a caricature of Will Smith, but like even worse, like it's just bad. You have Lenny sort of looking like Jack Black. You have
Sorta, yeah.
Don Lamo looking sort of like Robert De Niro.
Yeah, Sykes kind of.
It like
Marcus
it's like
Scorsese.
half trying to be Shrek, half trying to be this caricature
Yeah.
of like, oh, like look at all these celebrities, because this movie loves celebrity culture. It kind of ties into the themes? Question mark.
Muscle Crowe, Jessica Shrimpson, Cod Stewart,
Seal.
Oh god, that seal.
Oh, God,
what were they
disgusting.
saying? That seal.
That was a very bad seal. You know what movie has a great?
What is even the point of it? Like,
because seal is a seal.
No seal, and that's seal.
That's supposed to be Seal the singer.
That was the joke.
That was the joke. That's why the seal looks like that. It's supposed to be Seal's face. Now look, Seal the artist, the musician, does have kind of a wonky face. I'll give you that. But yeah, they did him dirty with that seal. You know what movie has a great seal as a seal joke? Robbie the Reindeer, Hooves of Fire. That has the ultimate best seal as a seal joke. It is the best.
Did we watch Hooves of Fire, or
I
did
showed
we watch
you
a different Robbie the Reindeer?
No, I showed you guys Hooves of Fire, and you talked the whole time. But never mind.
No, I liked it. I liked the Robbie the Reindeer. I liked the Robbie
that is
the
one of the
Reindeer.
best Christmas specials ever made. Everybody watch Robbie the Reindeer, Hooves of Fire, even though it's April.
Yeah, I might rewatch it this December. We'll see.
So good. Anyway, so yeah, no, the celebrity. Yeah, the worst character design obviously is Angelina Jolie Fish. Let's be real.
Yeah,
that is the worst. Because they tried to make her sexy because it's Angelina Jolie, who is objectively a sexy celebrity, but woof. Yeah, no, they did not render properly because she looks all dead-eyed and weird.
I don't know how people think she looks attractive.
She doesn't. She doesn't. Yeah.
Look, I'm into some freaky stuff. Not this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. This is no. I agree. I'm also into some freaky stuff. This is not it, Chief. It's too far. It's too far. Sometimes you see a character design, you're like, that's trying too hard to be sexy. That it comes back around to being like awful and just goblin-like. Yeah, this is goblin-like. It's horrendous. No offense to Angelina Jolie.
I'm really superficial.
Yeah,
all offense to the fish. All offense to the fish.
They're really on the nose of her caricature, you know.
Oh yeah, which I guess is supposed to be funny, but again, that tone is kind of all over the place. That it just comes across as awkward and not funny at all.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if like she's supposed to be famous or something. I think she's just like straight up like a nobody gold digger, I guess.
She's supposed to be a nobody gold digger.
Again, okay, because I don't know. Whenever I like on my secondhand experience of this movie, I assume she was like some celebrity or something.
No.
So
don't you remember that when she first shows up, the song says she's a gold digger? That's how you subtly know she's a gold digger.
Right. I didn't watch this movie before. I missed that part.
It's very subtle, Swine. Okay, this is a very tight script.
There was like 10 people in the call, and we were all talking really over it.
She says she's actually really superficial, and that's how you can tell she's no good for it.
Exactly. You get it. See, greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is there in Shark Tale? I feel like there's other things in Shark Tale.
Let's talk about Lenny.
Oh yeah,
Jack Black.
Yeah, the Jack Black. Jack Black is a panda.
This was was this impetus zero for like Jack Black being in like every kids film like going forward?
I mean, we came to the conclusion that he was in Ice Age before this because he was like some lion, some saber-toothed lion in
that's a
in
side
Ice Age.
Character.
Yeah, that's a side character. This was more of a major role for him.
Yeah.
And then obviously this predates Kung Fu Panda. I feel like Kung Fu Panda was like the big one that was just like, okay, that's Jack Black starring in a movie. That Kung Fu Panda is the reason we now have a Minecraft movie, is what I'm saying.
Sorry, Ensign.
I'm sorry, Ensign, right. But I'm also not sorry, Ensign. But Shark Tale, I think Shark Tale is what got his foot in the door because it was, because he played a more major role in this than he did in Ice Age.
He's on all the posters, like the major, like next to Will Smith fish. He's like, side by side with him on the posters.
And then you look at like, a little on this DVD I have, like he's one of the named celebrities on the cover. So obviously, he was obviously a big name at the time. And this was like one of the first times where you saw him in like a kid's movie like this.
Yeah. And Lenny is okay. He's one of the better characters in the movie, I'd say.
Because he's not
like
horribly unlikable. I don't like him.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he's not
Yeah.
a horrible person. He's just because that's the point of his character is that he's not a horrible person. He's in the mob,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to be part of the mob. I don't want to be the bad guy anymore.
Yeah.
He wants to be he doesn't want to be a shark because he doesn't want to eat living things.
He's like a vegetarian
Yeah.
/ homosexual.
Yeah,
allegory.
it's obvious. It's very
I
obviously
don't want
supposed
to
to
be
be
a
like.
pescatarian anymore.
Yeah, he's very obvious that it's like kind of a gay allegory where it's just like he's a little different, you know. He doesn't want to do what everybody else does. So yeah, you can definitely see like kind of the slight gay angle they're going for.
There's like not like they have like they do the thing about how he's dressed.
Yeah, and also just him
bar.
sitting on the seat where he's like twirling, and also just Jack Black's performance where he's just like, "Hi, I'm Lenny," and he has like that slight,
it's very stereotypical.
that very fruity gay.
It's not over the
kinda,
top, but yeah,
it's not over the top, but it's very. You could like us watching it in current year. We're like, okay, buddy, we know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's very stereotypical for like that kind of archetype of character.
I'm looking for the Shark Slayer. It's like, I know what's going on upstairs with you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Finding Nemo says, "Look at me, I'm a flipping dolphin."
Yeah, like he's not like he's just kind of like along for the ride. Like he doesn't really have much of his agency. Oscar like basically has to give him all his agency.
Yeah,
because it's like until like the car wash confession, for think of a better word, where it's like both like he and Robert De Niro start cashing out.
Yeah, that's why his character is literally just gay vegetarian, because that's the arc he has to go through, is trying to learn that he wants to accept himself. But like that's not him wanting to accept himself, it's the people around him have to accept him. So yeah, he's not a very active character. He's there.
Yeah, he serves the plot.
He serves the plot, exactly.
Yeah. Also, he does dolphin face.
He does dolphin face. Yeah, he covers himself in blue paint. He's just like, ta-da, it's me, Sebastian, the dolphin.
He put the rubber band around his nose.
Yeah, that's how you know he's a dolphin, which, I mean, do you really want to be a dolphin besides a shark? I get it, shark, he doesn't want to eat people, but like, I don't know if dolphins are...
Yeah, Jensen had some very choice words about that.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that he's a dolphin. I mean, I'm just saying you don't want to be a dolphin because dolphins are notoriously rapey in the animal kingdom. And like, I don't know if you really want to associate with that.
Seals, too.
Seals, yeah.
Yeah.
But, whatever. No.
Let's talk about my favorite character.
Ooh, yeah. Dun 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 dun.
We already talked about Will Smith.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about Martin Scorsese, Puff Daddy. Which is, I mean, it's obviously one of the biggest facts about Shark Tale is that Martin Scorsese plays a character in the movie. He doesn't executive produce this. He doesn't write it. He doesn't direct it. He plays a character. And Scorsese is not really known for acting in stuff. Obviously, he's acted in a bunch of stuff, mostly his own movies. Like he'll make a cameo in something like Taxi Driver or After Hours. And I know he was in a Kurosawa film in like the early 90s. He played Vincent Van Gogh. I haven't seen it yet. So obviously he does act from time to time, but it's incredibly random for him to just show up as a character in this movie, you know?
He's probably tried something new at the time?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
They just were like really insistent that they wanted him.
Yeah, they wanted him, you know, because I guess they weren't going to get... Because I'm trying to think of like other mob actors they could have gotten. Because they got De Niro, obviously. Or maybe if they got De Niro... Because De Niro doesn't really surprise me that he's here. Like, yeah, it's weird that highly acclaimed actor Robert De Niro is playing a shark in a kid's movie, but it's like, I don't know, he's been in fucking The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and whatever that Tim Hill movie you edited.
War with Grandpa.
War with Grandpa,
It was a movie.
Yeah, Robert De Niro's been in some stinkers. I'm not surprised by that. But like with Scorsese, again, the fact that he's known as being a director and only really acting in movies that he's directed
it is still incredibly random that he's here. Especially 20 years on since the movie came out, he hasn't done a lot of acting in other random things besides his own stuff. So that just makes this role all the more strange.
Yeah.
But also with that, like he's amazing in the movie.
Yeah.
It could be like the kind of thing where like he wants to, like, he does have a daughter, like maybe like, oh yeah, I want to do something that my kids can watch. I know it was like one of the South Park guys like said like, oh yeah, that's why he was in Despicable Me 3, is that he wanted to be in something that his kids could watch.
Yeah.
And maybe it's possible this film may have left a bad taste in his mouth that he did not return to.
Yeah. Which because it's like, oh, of all movies you want to show your kid, Shark Tale.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
He didn't know it looked like that.
No, of course. No, you can never know when you're acting in something. You can never know what the final product is going to be like. That's why you hear so many stories of actors not knowing what it's going to look like, and then they go to a movie during the premiere and they're just like, oh no, what have I done?
I think of like Dr. Seuss's wife when she saw The Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, that's a classic of, we are never doing it like this again.
Dirty hoe.
Dirty hoe. I love that. No, but yeah, so Scorsese, it's still incredibly random, but even still, like I said, he does pretty good in the role. Like, he has a lot of great lines. One of the best moments is when he realizes that Oscar's not the Shark Slayer, and the camera zooms in on his face.
It's a joke.
Yeah, and that's not even like
a Leno.
That's not even like a Scorsese, because that's just an animation. That's one of the better. He's one of the better animated characters in the movie.
Well,
like, I mean, he has his puff gimmick.
I wanted to mention that moment because when we were watching the movie, you were so excited to see that scene, and then at one point you got up to get food, and we came across that scene, and we kept rewinding, and we rewinded like 5 times, and you still hadn't come back, and then you did come back, and so then we had to rewind again, and we watched it another 3 times.
I'm sorry. I was really hungry.
No. Really it was amazing. It was it was one of the highlights of the movie. Honestly, the fact that Puff just kept rewinding and we kept watching.
It's a good frame.
It's a great frame.
Tell me your line, kid. Tell me your line.
Oh my god, we were crying laughing, all of us in call. It was honestly hilarious. It was the best.
It's also James's Letterboxd PFP for those who are curious.
Yeah. That's shot specifically. So I just wanted to mention that moment from last night's VC.
No, it was one of the highlights, like, especially because I was like not there, so it's just like, I was just like
the one thing you were looking forward to with this movie.
I was like, oh, I can't wait to see James's Letterboxd PFP, and then I had to go grab food.
Yeah. How dare you go get popcorn?
Shut up, Leno.
Hey, that's good. Shut up, Leno.
For Shark Tale.
Shut up.
Shut up. That's all right, Sykes. A lot of whitefish can't do it.
That line was. I need to look up.
A lot of great whites can't do
right now.
Yeah, that line is so weird because it's like, okay, there's white fish in this movie. Like, okay,
it plays a little more like it when Sykes does it to the Don later in the movie. Like, at least a lot of great whites can't do it. At least it makes
that's
I guess they're like trying to pay off from earlier, but at least like. Later, it kind of makes sense when Will Smith fish says it. It's like, okay, you're only saying that because it's Will Smith fish.
Yeah, so that's one of the weird times where like the payoff is better than the actual initial joke, which is strange. Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened.
Like,
in the history of comedy.
There doesn't even really need to be a payoff. You could have just done it once. I guess you gotta like. I guess he's got to learn it from somewhere.
I guess,
Okay, I just checked. I fully did my research. Yep, the 2 guys who wrote this movie are white.
I mean,
there's 3 guys. They're I think it's.
No, that was directing. That was the direction.
I was. IMDb was 3 writers.
No, it's direction. I checked on Wikipedia.
3 directors.
It's fine.
One of them a woman. So if you hate this movie, you're a misogynist and you hate women directors.
It is 3 women. 3 writers. Michael J. Wilson, Rob Letterman, and Scott Aukerman.
Oh, okay. The Scott guy wasn't credited on the Wikipedia.
I mean, Scott Aukerman sounds pretty honkish if you ask me. So
Scott Aukerman, known for
what else did he write?
Oh, he's an actor and Austin Powers Gold member.
Oh, the best Austin Powers.
He doesn't have too many other writing credits though.
Okay, I mean, when you write Shark Tale, you can only go down from there because, like, you've reached peak.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. And here's the thing: the weird thing about that line, I don't know if that's that feels like a Will Smith ad lib, but it can also just be like
true
a
too. Yeah.
Was
Will Smith?
I can't tell if it's.
Yeah, was Will Smith told to say that line, or did he come up with it in his Will Smith ways? Because Will Smith is very much an actor who I know could definitely ad lib when given the chance.
Yeah, I'm just.
I know it's half
that's
of
what
the,
befuddles me
Aladdin
about
remake.
this line is like, is it genuine or is it not genuine? You know,
Yeah.
it's
You can never tell.
Yeah.
Because like that's just what makes it weird. But I mean, it's not a very good joke, regardless.
Yeah,
which makes it
that not very good joke.
Which
always
makes it funnier.
befuddled me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the bad jokes in this movie are made funnier because they're in Shark Tale. Like the fucking at the beginning when you have the one fish running the sushi restaurant, like that. I mean, inherently that's a funny joke. The movie makes it not funny, and therefore wraps around to it being hilarious. Where like he just shows up, it's completely silent, and he just like throws a knife on the table and just goes raw. It's like that's funny.
I thought he was hurting himself. I'll be real. Like I thought it was just like I give up.
That's it.
I will turn myself into sushi.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I'd watch a movie like that.
There's another thing. Oh, the billboards. Just we have an obligation to bring up the billboards.
Yeah,
just
like,
because it's like they're all punny
product placements, but they're product puns of stuff from the real world, but in
Fish
like Coral Cola.
Coral Cola is a big one. Yep.
Yeah.
Fish
King
King.
cracked me up because
King.
it's just there's a scene where it's like in the background and it's just the Will Smith fish, just like a render, like a poster render that they would use on all the merchandise of him just like staring you in the face. And I was so fixated on that during our watch. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's
because what does Fish King serve? I want to know. I need to know.
Fish sandwiches, of course. Filet of fish.
Oh,
it's in the title. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, James brought this up in his review where he says, in our world, it's not human king. So,
human king.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess, like, I don't know. What would you do as a joke in that sense?
I guess the Burger King pay for that is the question I have.
Yeah, it was Burger King like, we believe in Shark Tale.
Have to?
That's what
it's like. I'm sure like Krispy Kreme,
Kelpie cream.
Is that what the Kelpie cream?
Kelpie cream.
I'm sure Kelpie cream, Krispy Kreme paid for that. I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they believed in Shark Tale.
All over the place.
Gup.
Gup.
You have at one point, Oscar's doing like the Michael Jordan thing where he's holding a basketball like with his arms outstretched, on like a banner. So it's just Oscar with a basketball for some reason. It's like, okay, he doesn't play basketball. Why are you making this joke other than Will Smith is black, just like Michael Jordan? It's
also like I guess like the characters, like he's been product placement all over in the story because of like his Shark Slayer status or whatever.
Which is hilarious because it makes no sense. It's like everybody just instantly believes he killed Frankie, and so then he gets all this product. It's like, oh, so you just
that's like if I killed the head leader of the mob, and then it's like, oh, like I was like, instead of getting arrested for manslaughter,
now
I would get like
product placements with Burger King
like
and Air Jordan.
The allegory again,
yeah. I would love that like if Buster committed like a horrible crime, and then you just see them on like Air Jordan ads all over Times Square. Look, Ma, I made it.
A lot of things. If that's how the real world work, the last few months would be different. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Celebrity culture seems to be pretty weak around here. Like I can't really. Oh yeah, they can't figure. Yeah, it's like okay, how can they not? How does it take them as long as it does to figure out who the Shark Slayer is? Because he's literally on everything.
Yeah.
Like out of the shark, like it's not exactly the real world, but they don't really do a good job like.
Yeah, that's true too.
They try to make it look like the real world, but like it doesn't really feel like it. Yeah, it's like the sharks are like, they like absolutely like terrorize the town. Like they're more like I don't know, like raiders, like medieval time raiders who are like. hold your
Right.
town ransom and whatnot.
The allegories just fall apart.
Yeah.
When you, put it scrutinize oh, this is supposed to be a mob movie. Well, this isn't what happened in mob movies.
Yeah, no, this is not how. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, The Godfather is not about the Godfather family terrorizing the town of New York City. It's a little more in depth than that.
And again, they don't even seem to really terrorize. It's just everyone's scared of him. Again, they don't eat any fish.
They don't do anything.
He's just putting the squeeze on Sykes, who isn't exactly a good person either.
Which means he's squeezing you.
Watch guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like the way the movie treats oh, we're parodying mob movies. It kind of just feels okay, you heard someone talk about a mob movie, and then you hear someone else talking about that person talk about a mob movie, and then you try to write a mob movie.
Yeah,
it feels very telephone.
I think it's more
we lost the plot.
It's probably more they just didn't care because it's a kids movie.
They didn't care.
Kids don't need to understand their kids are stupid. They don't care. They don't know the difference.
They remembered watching Goodfellas and The Godfather 10 years before, and they didn't think to check it out again. So they were just I vaguely remember some things about those movies. I'll just throw them in this.
Yeah, again, it's very we lost the plot through telephone.
Yeah, exactly.
Script.
Yeah.
What else?
Can I talk about more of the Sopranos actors that were in this movie?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So obviously the biggest one is obviously Michael Imperioli as Frankie or Christopher, because he's Christopher in The Sopranos. The other big one is Vincent Pastore, who plays Big Pussy in The Sopranos. He plays Luca the octopus, so he's the one who gets the famous line, "Hey boss, big butts."
That was one of my favorite lines in the movie.
It's a good line, yeah.
I can order a pizza.
Hey boss, what are you doing working at the pizza place? Get off the phone.
Yeah, that phone call was it bugs me because that phone call is legitimately funny. I just love those kind of gags where it's a bunch of characters who shouldn't be talking to each other and just on a phone and just be what's a weird example I can think of? Kick-Assia. Kick-Assia has a similar gag.
That's fair. Yeah, Kick-Assia does have that gag. I can't believe it. Shark Tale ripped off Kick-Assia.
What the hell?
Or other way around.
No. They ripped off Kick-Assia.
Fair.
Another Sopranos actor I wanted to bring up, Lenny Veneto, who's been in a couple of things. According to Letterboxd, his most popular film is Shark Tale, which is hilarious. But he played Murmur on The Sopranos, and he wasn't a major character, but he has that voice that you instantly recognize him. He was on a couple episodes. Mainly, he was on the episode with Ben Kingsley. I won't say anything more than that. You just got to watch that episode. Great. I mean, look, The Sopranos, great fucking show. One of my favorites. But anyway, Lenny Veneto, he's that one hammerhead that says, "May whoever did this die a horrible death. May their stinking..." Hold on. I gotta read the quote. "May his stinking maggot-covered corpse rot in the fiery depths of hell." It's kids movie, remember?
Yeah. I like how in another part of the movie is I think Oscar says, "Oh yeah, what in the Halliburton?" They can't say, they have to make a pun so they can't say hell earlier, but then they have that line.
Suddenly this raw as hell, from the depths of hatred ass line. It's what's going on here?
Who in the halibut trips underwater?
Yeah, halibut. Yeah,
that just kind of contributes to the tone problem of the movie, where it's sometimes it's edgy, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just it's never consistent.
One more Sopranos actor I want to shout out, and that is Frank Vincent, who's been in a couple of mob movies. He was in Goodfellas, he was in Casino, he was in another Scorsese film, Raging Bull, great film. So Frank Vincent, he's credited as Great White Number 3, so he's one of the smaller sharks. But he's most famous in Sopranos lore as being Phil Leotardo, the New York boss in the later seasons. The guy who's in the can for 20 years. I compromised. Great character. I love his kid. He's such a bastard, but I mean everybody on that show is a bastard because it's great. I love The Sopranos. So 4 Sopranos actors are in Shark Tale. There's probably more if I had to be honest, but I mean, hey, you know what? We made up for it. Even though I didn't make you watch
Get Shorty with James Gandolfini Buster. I wanted to.
Yeah.
We still got some movie with a bunch of Sopranos actors in it. So look at that.
Hey.
We did it.
Yeah.
But again, it's just so funny that 4 Sopranos actors are in Shark Tale. It's wild to me. I guess
I feel the casting director had a really straightforward job.
I guess they were a huge Sopranos fan at the time. Which it was 2004. The Sopranos was kind of the biggest thing ever, like back in the early 2000s. So I get it.
Yeah.
I guess the other actor I wanted to point out is Peter Falk. As
Columbo.
Columbo's in this movie. And yeah, he's been in a bunch of great movies. Princess Bride, It's a Madman World, Great Muppet Caper, and now Shark Tale.
Yeah, all the greats.
Yeah, and he farts, which is funny. It's really, really funny when he farted in the
Peter
bubble. Peter fart. His fart bubble floated up and hit that killer whale, and it fainted. That was funny.
It's completely another tonal thing where it's okay. There's nothing like I guess like your scum like earlier like oh yeah, let's just shove a fart joke wherever.
I mean it's at that point it's a DreamWorks kids movie at that point. Just like expected at this point. That was one of the more expected elements of the film.
That was expected. The fart joke was expected. Frankie dying in cold blood wasn't.
Yeah.
Moron. I love that line read. Yeah. Oh, you know what character we haven't talked about a lot, and I mean figures because she's really not that great.
The love interest fish.
Yeah, Renee Zellweger fish. Angie, who
very underdeveloped.
Very underdeveloped. Yeah, she's just kind of the woman character in this, and like, I mean, she was kind of that in B movie too, but like at least in that movie, she was more absurd, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's all I can think of. Like, I ever hear her is that she's the mom in I think Monsters vs. Aliens.
Yeah, so she has 3 DreamWorks movies under her belt. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's not really a character in the. I mean, she is, but she inexplicably has a crush on Oscar. And it's never really explained why, other than
it's very much man, woman.
Yeah,
tropes.
There's no reason for her to have a crush on him when he's this much of an asshole.
Yeah, they don't even have like a scene where it's like, "Oh, you're an asshole," but I find that fascinating. It's just
you're an asshole.
No explanation.
Yeah, there's literally a scene where she blows up at him, where like you're an asshole, but then there's no indication.
Backstory that was not explained.
Yeah, no, it's not explained very well. This stupid children's movie.
No, it's like between that and the Angelina Jolie fish. I don't think this movie has a good track record of how it portrays its female characters. Yeah. I'm gonna be real, fellas.
I mean, it doesn't portray any of its characters very well. So
yeah,
that's how you know it's progressive. It has badly written female and male characters. Now that's progressive.
And there's racist elements.
Exactly.
I forgot what. Yeah, because there's like the stereotypical sushi chef.
It's racist against everybody.
Yeah, it hates everyone. There's luckily no like 9/11 jokes. I don't know why.
I mean, you were expecting it because it was the early 2000s. You know, we were kind of invading Iran.
Like then
at the
again,
time.
I think it was too fresh. I think it was too fresh at the time.
Maybe
so people weren't.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Because then you still had stuff like some pretty bad Islamophobia in movies like was it From Paris with Love? That's an early podcast episode, From Paris with Love with John Travolta. That movie was hilarious because every Arab character was just in on it. It's like there's not even being subtle about it. Just every skin color that's darker than white is just a bad guy in that movie.
Yikes.
But it's okay because John Travolta's a skinhead. Oh wait, no. No, he's just bald. I don't think he's a skinhead, but he's bald in that movie, so not any better.
Anyway,
moving on.
Yeah.
And we always gotta bring up the too many movies 9/11 the trick.
Mm-hmm. It pops
always
up more than you
9/11.
think. It pops up more than you think.
Yeah. I just think it's like Renee Zellweger. Like there's like obviously like Jack Black is a recurring DreamWorks character. There are a lot of like I try to think. Will Smith. It was I guess
other
he's in
animated
like
films.
Spies in Disguise.
But that's not
it's
DreamWorks.
That's
not
Blue
DreamWorks,
Sky.
though.
It's Blue Sky.
Any other ones he's in?
That's the only animated film I remember him being in. Yeah,
I'm sure he's been in
Shark
other animated films. I just can't think
I
of them off the
mean,
top of my head.
Aladdin.
Uh-huh.
Do we want to
That's
count
not
that?
really-
Because like
No,
because
no.
because the animation in that is pretty horrendous.
It's also just not animated. It's a hybrid.
Right.
Yeah, another Disney. DreamWorks Connect. This is the this movie beat Megamind to the punch in using the Elvis song a little more less satisfaction. Or,
Oh yeah,
or
little less
satisfaction.
conversation.
A little more action. Yeah.
I love that song.
I couldn't. Yeah, it's not used anywhere near. Like it does not fit tonally in this movie at all.
No,
Like,
it's entirely random.
Works great for Megamind. I don't know why the heck was in this.
Snowman Strikes Again.
Yeah, that caught me off guard when I saw that. But yeah, it's a lot of
But
stuff that comes back.
Didn't you
in other
like when
episodes, I
Oscar
guess.
said, "Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
The pop culture.
You can't
references are
handle the
pretty lame.
truth." Wow, this is the
When he
second.
actually says,
This is the second
he act-
episode in a row where I say you can't handle the truth because that's what the bunny says in the Easter Chipmunk.
"Oh my gosh,"
Oh my God.
and then he actually says, "I was waiting the entire." He actually says, "He's right behind me, isn't he?"
He does say that, yeah.
Yeah, even, like he says the thing everyone associates with the MCU, even though it's never been in the MCU except for like Deadpool and Wolverine.
I think because I think the reason people associate it with MCU is because it's just such a
The tone.
it's such a tonally lame line. Like, he's right behind me, isn't he? So like you're gonna associate that with the MCU because the MCU, does it really even have a lot of the other kind of cringy stuff? Like, you're gonna want to see this. Is that ever said in the MCU?
I think like once, maybe like a couple times, like in the early films. I don't know. It's
Maybe.
weird. But I get
Are you
the
talking like
tone of
ironically
like
or unironically?
I'm talking unironically.
I'm sure
unironically.
I'm sure there's lines like that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I think even if it's not associated, like if it's not actually explicitly said in the MCU, I think it's just that tone that people associate with the MCU.
Yeah.
Like,
where
we're
it's,
not
like,
taking
lame,
this
but-
seriously.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though I'd argue that's some of the least of the problems of the movie, but that's a discussion for another day.
Well, yeah, but like,
it's just so
it was
it's
great.
just so
here.
many low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Lines.
Oh,
Yeah.
low hanging
Easy
fruit is the
reference.
best way to describe Shark Tale.
Yeah, so many pop culture like little
True
gags,
story.
so many just basic ass like references or just puns.
Number
I
of
mean, I
times they
like
say
puns,
forget
but
about
like
it.
the puns here, are
Forget
just,
about
like,
it.
Hey,
we already talked about the puns
Forget
with like the
about it.
Fish King,
yeah.
like that making no sense. I don't know.
Who in the halibut? That's
Yeah,
an
who in the
all-timer.
halibut? I think like James always quotes "Who in the halibut" in his scripts.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a good line.
Yeah, there's like little bits of like, this is kind of funny and charming, but it's overall just as a package, Shark Tale just doesn't really hold up.
No,
But, like with friends maybe, but like
so that's what I realized. So obviously I've seen this movie a couple of times growing up and with people, and it's been fun. Then obviously a couple years back, I remembered why we watched it in VC. It was because William wanted he wanted like 2,000 followers on Twitter, I think, and he's just like, get me to 2,000 followers on Twitter and we'll watch Shark Tale or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was that or the other way around, whatever. We watched it.
maybe
It was-
it was a letterbox thing.
Maybe. I don't remember. But anyway, then
I'm trying to get to 2,000 right now.
yeah, maybe. But I watched it again, Shark Tale. I watched it again last October of 2024. And because I watched it on like the anniversary of its 20th anniversary. And I watched it by myself. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh, wow, this isn't that funny anymore. Like watching it by myself, I realized, oh, this is, it's kind of hitting me just how bad this is. Yeah. But then watching it again with you guys, especially with James and Call, like the ironic factor went up tenfold where like I was able to give it the full 5 stars this time because it was so much fun. Yeah. So that's the thing with Shark Tale. I only recommend people watch it if you watch it with Shea Frillis Productions, which is never going to happen for everybody. So
You know, fuck
Sorry,
you. You can't experience it the way I experience it. Sorry.
You can't experience it at its peak.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can't. It's impossible.
There's also like 9 other people in the call. It was a
Well, yeah, no,
call
that
night.
also helped. That also helped. No, watching it with everybody else was so much fun. Hearing Olivia just be like, "What the fuck is this?" was so worth
Olivia was
joining.
just like she did her classic seriously.
That's right, because at one point, Puff Daddy gets thrown across the room and he lands on the rose painting from Titanic, and Olivia immediately was like, "Seriously?" It was the funniest fucking thing.
I forgot to mention the rose.
And then you just see the Titanic blatantly, because that's where they do their mafia business. They're just in the Titanic, and she was clearly upset by it. She's like, It's so funny hearing Olivia get mad at movies.
Well, love you, Liv.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the other Titanic references. Shout out to their funeral having karaoke.
Oh yeah, you are the wind beneath my wing.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I want to do the one song from Titanic. What do y'all think?
Near, far, wherever you are,
you are.
and I know. I don't know the rest of the words. Anyway.
Yeah, so it's very much a community movie for us.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, it's a community experience.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have it again.
I felt
to show Bamison.
Yeah, I felt bad because Bamison was like, fuck, I wish I joined. It's like, I mean, this is the second time we've done it. We're going to do it again some other time. I don't know. Maybe the next time William is not hosting Wheel Night, I'll pop on Shark Tale like, hey guys,
William is never allowed to be back for this.
No, William would never in a million years choose Shark Tale. Like Shark Tale and Freebirds are the movies he will refuse to show us. So that's where I have to step in and show you guys Shark Tale and Freebirds.
Fortunately, I have seen Freebirds.
I mean, who hasn't? Well, William hasn't, but that's because he refuses.
Even before it became a meme.
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw it, multiple times.
Yeah, that's my claim to fame. I once had the top review for Freebirds, and then James had to ruin it by coming in with his more followers. I knew I liked Freebirds before it was cool. Okay, guys.
Exactly. Yeah, I liked it before Letterboxd existed.
Yeah. Well, no, not before Letterboxd existed. Definitely not.
I did.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I only knew about Freebirds once I got Letterboxd. So
I think I saw Freebirds in theaters, but that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah. That's for the Freebirds
I
episode.
When it came out.
Anyway, do we want to wrap up on Shark Tale?
Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before I get into this DVD?
Yeah. Wait, you go first, Swine.
Yeah, you go.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, Buster, go.
Buster, you go.
Okay. It is not it's pretty averagely bad, but as a community experience, it's pretty okay. It's pretty fun. It's nowhere near like Bud the Chud 2 of like this is peak.
No.
Because I just say Bud the Chud 2 because we watched that recently. Like, oh my god, I was blown away by how fun that movie is.
Yeah, that's definitely Wheel Night material. Where Shark Tale we love as like a Shea Frillis in joke, like that.
Yeah,
that
it's
predates
not really like a
Night.
Wheel Night.
Right.
Yeah, it's James brought it to the table. Like I feel like Wheel Night material is more what Hal and William bring to the table,
or like what we discover together.
Yeah, it's still a community experience,
right.
But it's more like a legacy thing,
right? Where it's also just
older eras,
finding movies that have never really been as popular because everybody knows what a Shark Tale is, whereas not many people are going to know what Kung Fu from Beyond the Grave or Bud the Chud are or Little Italy. They're not they're more stuff that we've discovered through just finding it randomly because nobody else talks about them.
Yeah,
on average.
I guess my recommendation instead, speaking of, watch Alien Artist instead. This has nothing to do with Shark Tale. I just really like Alien Artist, and it only has 25 logs on Letterboxd, and I want more people to watch that movie because I think it's very interesting. Anyways,
okay. Anyway, yeah, Swine, you talk about stuff.
There's nothing like working at the car wash.
At the car wash. Yeah. When fucking Missy Elliott and Christina was it Christina Aguilera? Or... Yeah,
it was some pop star.
It was definitely Christina Aguilera, I think. Yeah, just so funny that their fish
Sonas came on screen.
Fish sodas.
That's what they are, basically.
No, it is
Yeah,
Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, Christina Aguilera and Missy
Elliott.
Elliott. Because, I mean, it was 2004. They were very popular at the time. So, of course, you're going to have Missy Elliott and Christina Aguilera sing a pop song about Shark Tale. It's a Shark Tale exclusive. Thank you, Missy Elliott. Very cool.
Oh, yeah. You say that. But yeah,
it's Too Many Movies exclusive.
Believe it or not, there's actually no cars in this movie. So,
well,
kind of tough.
It's a whale wash, I think.
They'll never know what it's like to work at a car wash.
well, it's a whale of a wash.
It's a whale of a wash.
And the price, oh my gosh.
Did anyone else listen to the rap in the end credits? There's a rap in the end credits that basically just summarizes the plot of the movie.
Oh, that's so funny. I did not. Is that during the scene when like Crazy Joe comes during the credits? He's like, "Hey, you gotta finish your popcorn."
I think it's before that. I'm pretty sure it's before that.
Okay, yeah. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
One more thing I wanted to mention: this movie won a Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award for their favorite voice in an animated movie.
Who's the favorite
Congratulations,
voice?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. I mean, what else? What other good voice performance in an animated movie happened in 2004? I ask you that. Wait, does it also say the nominations?
Speaking of animated voices, and I just remember I wanted to make the point of something that James makes a allusion to in Sharp Talk, but you know, like how Oscar's backstory, how he has like, oh yeah, I learned something I'll never forget or whatever. It was like it tore me. It's kind of like in The Incredibles.
Yeah,
he has like a similar backstory to like Incrediboy syndrome.
Yeah, buddy.
Incredibles. Like it's like an evil backstory. Even Will Smith even has an evil backstory.
That is funny when you think about it. Yeah, the backstory of the villain in an animated movie from 2004 is the same as the backstory of the main character in an animated movie from 2004. Yeah. Anyway. Does it say what the other nominations were for the Kids' Choice Awards that year?
Let me go check.
Yeah, because I'm very curious to know who was up against
John
Will Smith.
Cleese. Give it to John Cleese.
All right. Favorite voice.
Because I can think of a bunch of voice performances that were probably better than Will Smith, but I want to know who is up
Cameron
against.
Diaz is Shrek. All of these are Shrek too.
Really?
All of these are Shrek too. Like Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy, Mike Myers. They're all. It was just the DreamWorks category that year.
Oh, what the fuck? So no Incredibles, no Polar Express.
I guess.
No.
Eat your heart out, Tom Hanks. You voiced
third
the entire
animated
movie and you didn't get nominated.
Fucking SpongeBob came out that year. What the fuck?
They didn't nominate Tom Kenny for their own award.
That's
The Incredibles was nominated for favorite movie, but like for some reason not like favorite voice.
The kids don't know anything.
Okay, so what won instead for favorite movie?
Incredibles.
Oh, it did win. Okay. I thought you said it was nominated. Yeah. Of all years, 2004. Yeah, you would absolutely should have given it to Tom Kenny as SpongeBob. Like that.
Yeah, come on.
That would have been the year to do that. And when you're talking about voice performance, at least. Look, I'm treating this as if it's the fucking Kids' Choice Awards, as if it's actually means something.
Yeah,
it's entirely random.
Brought it up because it's funny.
It is funny. It is funny. But now I'm angry.
Also, Adam Sandler won favorite movie actor that year, whatever that means.
What was he in?
Yeah, what was he in? I guess
50 First Dates.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I guess kids were huge into 50 First Dates back in 2004.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up.
No, it's a good fact. It's a good fact.
Hans Zimmer won an award for this. I did not recognize. I didn't.
Hans Zimmer does the score.
He does the score.
A score I could barely hear because there's so many pop songs.
Yeah,
yeah. The pop songs were obnoxious, and the score itself is unmemorable.
Yeah,
definitely not one of Hans Zimmer's best in IMO.
Yeah, I think there was a different movie Hans Zimmer did.
Lion King.
No.
He did a bunch of DreamWorks movies.
Oh yeah, Boss Baby. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah,
Boss Baby. Oh yeah, Megamind too, which I love his score for Megamind.
Oh, his score in Madagascar is phenomenal. Like, I actually love the score of Madagascar. So he's definitely no stranger to DreamWorks. It's just Shark Tale has no score identity.
Yeah. So like, it's nothing against him. It's
No.
just like why? Okay,
Yeah,
why'd you give him this award?
Yeah, I was just shit posting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really funny being like, hey, look, Olivia, Hans Zimmer did the music.
Yeah, Titanic.
Titanic, Hans Zimmer, this is your favorite movie. Which, it's true. Olivia even said in confidence, even though she rated it very low, she said, hey, just to let you guys know, Shark Tale, my favorite movie ever made. So.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell her I said that.
Now we know. Now we know.
Now we know, exactly.
Now the whole world knows.
You didn't hear it from me.
I just heard it on your podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
We're recording now.
Mhm.
I heard it. I heard it secondhand on the
Mhm.
podcast.
I heard it third hand from myself.
Oh yeah. So the DVD.
The DVD. So I was saying this at the beginning, before we started recording. Yeah, this is the first time in a while I haven't watched the DVD. Well, I've watched the DVD before, but this is the first time in a while in the podcast that I didn't watch the movie on the DVD for the episode because we watched it all together yesterday. And there was no way I was going to watch Shark Tale twice in 1 week, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can only take so much Tales.
Yeah, you can only exactly. Like I said, watching it in a group of people, like a couple years after we did the watching with a group of people, it's peak. It's amazing. Whereas if you watched it like twice in a row, it would be a bit much. But I'm just looking at this DVD I have of it. It's a full screen DVD.
Yeah, mine was too.
Oh, yeah, no, not a fan of full screen.
Oh.
I'm really not. I've never been a fan of full screen because I want the movie to be itself. I want it to be as it was intended to be, not like edited for my
ratio.
Yeah.
Because like
I think it's I think it's more of an issue like when it's not readily available. I think the fact that like widescreen is like so standard now that like it is kind of cool to have. Oh yeah, here's a different version of it. But also like, okay, if I like, yeah, I only have the full screen DVD now. That's I guess I'm kind of restricted now. Like I have the same thing with Madagascar 2, and that's definitely a nuisance for me that I can't watch. I don't have a full screen version.
Well, because because I've always hated full screen after I discovered this. I used to have Ghostbusters on VHS, like one of the very first original VHS releases of Ghostbusters. And I thought it was cool. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. I get to watch Ghostbusters in VHS quality. This will be very cozy and aesthetically pleasing. And then you watch it, and it's full screen, and so many scenes that are hilarious are just kind of... The hilariousness is kind of just cut in half because they've zoomed in on the screen. So you know that scene in Ghostbusters when Sigourney Weaver first shows up and like Bill Murray pops his head up in the background? Like, that's funny. But that scene is so zoomed in on that you don't actually see Bill Murray pop his head up. And so the humor is kind of lost in that scene. It's bizarre. Yeah. And it totally ruined the experience. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, don't be playing Ghostbusters like that. That shit be tripping, yo.
Yeah, it's like the reverse of them widescreening the old Simpsons.
Yeah, that was also very strange how they did that. It's like, just release it in the standard way that it was intended to be seen. Then it's fine. Like, I can live with black bars on the sides if I have to.
Yeah, I'm looking like I looked up like a copy of this DVD on Google Images that you saw, like the Shark Tale full screen. It's very like apparently Paul Clinton of CNN called it one of the best comedies of the year. Okay.
Once again, CNN fake news.
Yeah. And also apparently there's an exclusive Club Oscar thing. Remember when like animated movies had exclusive like shorts for the DVD and Blu-ray?
I meant to watch that and then I forgot because I was watching a Minecraft movie instead today. So
did you watch it in theaters or did you watch the work print cut that's been floating around?
Work print cut. Yeah, the cut you gave me. So I did not have a horrible experience with teenagers throwing popcorn everywhere. I got to watch the movie and judge it for itself, and boy howdy, it wasn't good. Anyway.
Yeah, I do kind of miss like bonus features. I mean, they still exist on DVDs and Blu-rays. I just miss like just exclusive shorts that like animated movie. Like even Despicable Me used to do that like in the early 2010s. You know?
Yeah. And I think there's probably widescreen DVDs and Blu-rays of
Shark Tale that have all this stuff on them. It's just I don't have it because I have it on the full screen DVD.
I'm just more talking about like the launch of the DVD.
Yeah,
Not really, like just like there was incentive to go get your favorite movie. I mean, this isn't anyone's favorite movie right now, but like
No.
back in the day,
yeah. It's James's favorite movie, but that's it. He's the only person in history, and Olivia, of course. Like I said.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
I actually did watch the full screen, like to get rid. Like I watched it twice.
Oh, you watched it twice.
I will say it wasn't too bad. The zoom in. The one thing is, it does look mostly just the gup scene where he's like, it's weirdly cropped. So, like you only can like you see him like 3 wide, him dancing in front of the gup logo.
Yeah.
And it crops it off so you can only see like half of him on the you can see the middle one fine, but like the left and the right side, like he's cropped halfway through, so you can only see half of him dancing.
That's funny. See, this is why I bring you back on, Swine. You do the research. You watch the movie twice.
I do the work that no one else wants to do. I clean I am a tongue scrubber, as they say.
Yeah, you're the tongue scrubber of the Too Many Movies lore.
I'm doing all the dirty work.
Exactly.
But I do also have to give credit to full screen. It does, like, if you're gonna watch something on I have a tiny CRT I keep at my desk, and like widescreen video just doesn't look. It's not the same to watch a widescreen on that thing compared to a full screen. Like,
sure.
I'd rather just have it's for the aesthetic. It's for the vibe. It's not for like.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get the most out of this movie. I'm trying to get them like the experience more, and so like for a full screen makes sense for that.
Sure,
it's kind of nice.
That's fair. Yeah, that's entirely fair, because it's the same thing with VHS in general. You don't keep a movie on VHS because of the quality. You keep it for the aesthetic purposes. So I completely understand that. Yeah. But unfortunately, I'm going to be getting rid of this DVD. Not because I hate Shark Tale. Quite the opposite. It's the greatest movie ever made. I have to have it in the collection. It's just I can't in good conscience have a full screen version of the DVD. I'll take a widescreen DVD, a DreamWorks DVD. I'll even take a widescreen Blu-ray if they have it. Maybe if this movie ever gets a 4K. Does it have a 4K?
Let me look.
I would be hilarious.
I assume no.
I hope so, because that would be hilarious. Because if it looks like
just a Blu-ray right now.
Okay.
Blu-ray right now.
I mean, someday it has to get. Look, the most random movies get 4Ks nowadays. There is no excuse that Shark Tale doesn't have a 4K yet. They're just biding their time.
There aren't that many DreamWorks 4Ks at the moment.
Okay, there is. Someone made a mock-up of a 4K, but like not an actual 4K, which is kind of funny that it even exists.
That's funny.
While we're talking mock-up, I'm trying to remember there was a meme. Was it Shark Tale? It was like the Shark Tale fan club, like as a Facebook post. It was like a horribly made fan made like Shark Tale 2 poster, and it was like, "Please let this be real." Is the comment?
I don't remember.
Does anyone else remember that?
I don't remember that, but I completely 100% believe it's real. Like, that absolutely is a meme that I would probably see at one point. That's funny.
I gotta shout out I'm pretty sure it was Shark Tale. I know that meme exists. I think it was Shark Tale.
No, I believe you. Yeah, that absolutely exists. But yeah, like I said, Shark Tale absolutely has a place in the collection. It's Shark Tale. It is a very special movie, not just for me, but for my group of friends, the Schaeferless cinematic universe, if you will. It's very important. I kind of have to have it just for that. But also, it's just a very fun movie to watch with friends. Again, I am never watching Shark Tale by myself ever again. That is a huge mistake. I don't recommend
never Shark Tale alone.
Never Shark Tale alone. Always Shark Tale with friends. Shark Tale responsibly, please.
I found it.
Yeah. Shark Tale roleplay. That's even funnier than Shark Tale fan club. Shark Tale roleplay.
Oh my god.
Yes.
This is a lot to take it. This is a like Meverse.
This rules. I love this. Please be real.
Please be real indeed.
Yes. Oh man. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I love this. I guess one last question I have for you dudes. Are you thinking of adding this or keeping it in your collections?
So
maybe
I gotta
the
be
GBA
honest.
one?
Oh, the GBA release. I need that.
Okay, so there was a thing on the Game Boy Advance, like Game Boy Advance video, where they just like a bunch of DreamWorks movies, and by a bunch I mean Shrek and Shark Tale, were released on the as Game Boy Advance cartridges that you could just plug in the system. Yeah. There's the infamous combo cartridge of Shrek and Shark Tale.
Hilarious.
That's just
that thing's
both
insane.
Movies like 240p.
Like, hell, it's not 240p. It's like 10 frames.
It's
per
even
second.
lower.
Like,
that rules.
The colors are horrible.
Yeah, I know our friend Robin watched it that way.
Yeah,
on her way back from too many movies. Not too many movies. Too many games.
Too many games.
Yeah. That's
funny.
Yeah, so it's like this is probably the only way I would willingly own Shark Tale.
Yeah, I gotta get that combo one at some point. Like it's like
honestly
a marvel. It's horrible and it's a marvel that they actually pulled that off. They got a Shrek and Shark Tale on the same cartridges, and the Game Boy cartridges are the same.
Yeah. But it's probably like I heard it's worse compression than the single cartridge.
Oh yeah.
It's still
it's not a bigger cartridge.
It's
the same size cartridge as they put like the full movies on.
But you got to keep it for the bit.
Worse.
Yeah, for the bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for the bit, obviously.
For the bit rate.
Yeah, for the bit rate. But Swine, you said you have this on full screen DVD, same as mine.
I'm gonna be on. I actually beat you to the punch. I already got rid of mine a while ago.
Okay.
I had it in passing. I was basically one of my friends was getting rid of their DVD collection. Hey, let me go through this and get some rips. So I got an MP4 rip of it, and I was like, yeah, I don't need the full screen run.
Yeah.
I'll keep the MP4 for posterity.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm not gonna keep this in my collection. So
okay. Fair.
It's not there anymore.
Fair enough. All right. I think we did it. I think we finally did the Shark Tale episode, guys. And we did it without Schaefer-Ellis Productions. See, we can talk about Shark Tale without James being here.
That was exhausting.
We keep referencing him, but...
Yeah. I don't know how he does this.
Yeah, all right. It's time to shout out your guys' stuff. Buster, you go first.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
I am Buster Corp. I do way too many videos on my YouTube channel, Buster Corp. It's just analysis videos on just whatever I'm feeling at the moment. A lot of tokusatsu stuff, a lot of just whatever I'm feeling at the time, just little thoughts and like bite-sized videos. I'm also do other podcasts over at Modular Media. So many podcasts like I forgot, but like we do podcasts. I swear to God, those are like the two major things I have to plug. There, go subscribe to both Modular Media and Buster Corp. There,
and Swine.
Yo. I gotta ask, when was this getting released?
What
I plug will be relevant.
A week from now, like not a week, like probably next Tuesday. Just next like Tuesday. It's definitely perfect. After Easter. Definitely after Easter is when this episode will premiere.
Well, as usual, you can find me at Uncultured Swine Studios on YouTube, on Letterboxd. And yeah, keep an eye on my YouTube channel. Because in the week this is coming out, I will be in Oklahoma chasing tornadoes. I'll be live streaming.
Oh fuck, dude! Ooh. Holy shit, that rules. What? That's awesome.
Yeah. Assuming the weather cooperates. Weather cooperating, I'll be live streaming chasing tornadoes. So,
oh wow, that's awesome.
Feel free to tune into that because I think it's gonna be pretty exciting.
If you feel it,
I've been planning on this for a long time, so this is gonna be cool.
That rules, dude. That's awesome. If you feel it, chase it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, both your links will be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for coming on the Shark Tale episode. Big episode. Big deal. This episode. We've been hyping it up for never, and we finally got it out. So. But again, like timeline wise, I just recorded this episode and the Easter Chipmunk episode today. So even though they're coming out a couple of days between each other, I'm exhausted. I need to go relax. So let's just call it here. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.